I've watched LSU a lot this year. This has been an interesting team in the sense that LSU has had points this year where the pitching's been really good and the offense has been a little bit down. The offense has been really good and the pitching's been a little bit down. So it's been a little bit of a seesaw with the Tigers. But, in the road to get here, they went, 3-1 the Baton Rouge Regional. They kind of made a story out of Little Rock by Little Rock knocking them off once. Yep. And let's not forget, guys, they're battle tested. This is a team that was it the 7th inning against Little Rock? It was tied.
Yeah.
And obviously they ran away at the end. But, this is a team that needed Case and Evans to give them serious length in the regional just to get to a super. I thought once they got past the regional, you kind of sensed the LSU was kind of like, ooh, now we're okay. And I thought last weekend against West Virginia, they just kind of overwhelmed the Mountaineers in the later innings. But this is a club that, as they get here, you look at Cade Anderson, the job that he's done this year with 10 wins. He's been awesome. He's going to pound the strike zone. It's elite stuff. Nate Yeske, I was talking to him a while back about Anderson, and he kind of comped him to Max Fried, which I thought was interesting. I watched on Synergy, went back and watched a little bit of Fried's starts at the Yankees. I see it a lot. But, he's obviously had a great year for them. And then, Jared Jones offensively, he's a big key here because I know we talk about, not wanting to rely too much on the home run here, but he is one of those guys that he does have the power that if he runs into a ball, even in this ballpark, it is getting out of here. And, Jared has been one of those guys this year, guys, that has been up and down. I mean, there's been games where he's going 0 for 4 or 4 strikeouts. I want to say the Tennessee series I was at, he hit that walk-off home run that everybody remembers that went out, went about 900 feet. But honestly, he did nothing the rest of the weekend. It was strikeout after strikeout. So Jared Jones is a big key here because, again, if he gets in a groove and gets that power rolling, he's going to explode.
Quick interjection here because I think I'm guilty of talking a lot about how, you don't win here with home runs. You win here with doubles and whatever. It's easy to get stuck in the time warp and think about 2013 or however this park used to play. It is a different era. Okay, the last year, the last 2 years, we've had more home runs here, 30 plus, more than a home run per team per game, which is a huge jump from the way this park used to play. And the teams that won it all, Tennessee was a home run hitting team, right? Yep. Year before that, LSU and Florida were home run hitting teams, and they came here and still hit some home runs. So that can still be a part of the game plan.
Sure.
That said, home runs are down a little bit this year from where they've been. The wind here, the prevailing wind is in. It's still not a home run hitter's park. And so just something to keep in mind is the impact of the long ball on this College World Series.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And one thing I will say about LSU's offense, and I was talking to the SEC coach about this a few weeks ago, is that they will grind out at bats. It might not be the typical LSU lineup that, top to bottom is just like star power after star power outside of Curiel, maybe Jared Jones. But even, guys like Josh Pearson, they're going to work a lot of counts. And, your pitcher's going to look up. And I guess this will likely be your approach against Zach Root. You're going to look up and Zach Root's going to be at 75 pitches through 5 innings. That's just kind of the way LSU rolls. But for me, I guess just looking at this team and how they win this College World Series, their offense in the postseason averaging 10 runs a game. Obviously, they're not going to average 10 runs a game here. If they average 10 runs a game here, they're going to win the national championship. But if you get even half of that kind of production here, or a little bit over per game, that bodes well. And so if LSU's offense is dialed in, I love the way that Cade Anderson and Anthony Ianson match up here. Ianson has been awesome the second half of the season. He was really good earlier in the season, but he's even been better the second half of the season. And the other thing I like about LSU, too, is what's been kind of their bugaboo this year, guys, at times, has been the number 3 spot in the rotation.
Right.
And guess what happens in Omaha? You don't necessarily have to have that guy right off the bat. I mean, you can go Anderson, day off, Ianson, day off. If you win that second game, you don't need Cade Anderson for 2 more days. So, it's just one of the situations where I actually think their pitching staff matches up well here. So, Case and Evans will be a guy to watch. I would imagine that tomorrow or Saturday, if Anderson gives them 6 or 7, I would imagine Evans is closing that out for him, given how nasty his stuff was the last couple of weekends. But to me, that's the key for LSU.
I think this, there's going to be a lot of attention paid on this game, understandably so. It's going to be the game that brings the Omaha atmosphere that we're all looking for. It's nice to, don't get me wrong, I love having the variety here in the field, but there's always something special about games here in Omaha where the place is sold out and it's 2 big fan bases here. So I do like the variety, but it is like a warm blanket to have LSU and Arkansas playing each other.
I will say this: I was talking to Jay Johnson the other day, and he was telling me that he's like, obviously, I have a lot of respect for these other teams in this field, but like in terms of the approach in this tournament, it's almost like I tell our guys, like, hey, there's a potential that we're essentially going to play Arkansas in a 3-game series.
Right.
Like, it's like we played them in Baton Rouge a few weeks ago. We might have to play another 3-game series against them in Omaha. But it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, for sure. This is the showcase showdown. Joe, take us to the Hogs, because this, again, I've said all year long, I thought these were the 2 best teams in the country, and now they get to play each other. This is going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it really should be. And it's such a good point. Like, they're going to have to – it almost feels like, if I'm one of these 2 coaches, when the bracket played out like it is, they kind of rolled their eyes at the idea of, like, we've got all these upsets in the postseason, and our first game is against another team that could win the national title. Like, that's – that's a tough draw, but that's what it is. It's part of the reason why we love this event, is that you just don't know.